Today, we are diving deep into that strange, uncanny feeling that our world isn't quite what it seems. That sense that reality itself is some kind of program, and every now and then it glitches. No, seriously, have you? Ever had one of those moments where the rules just seem to bend a little? A coincidence that's just way too perfect? Or that overwhelming wave of familiarity in a place you've never been before? It's a surprisingly human feeling. Take this experience from someone named Emily R. It sounds like classic déjà vu, right? But listen to how she puts it. Time folded over itself. That's the perfect way to describe a subtle little crack in the facade of everyday reality. And then you get the really bizarre stuff, the glitches that mess with space itself. I mean, can you imagine walking down your own stairs expecting to see your living room, and instead you're in a school? These are the moments that just force you to stop and ask, what is actually going on here? Okay, so here's our roadmap. We're going to start by looking at these glitches, and then we're going to follow that rabbit hole all the way down, through the massive mystery of consciousness, some pretty radical theories about the universe, and what it all means for you and me. So what are we really talking about when we say a glitch in the matrix? Let's actually put a definition on it. You know, these are the moments that snap us out of autopilot. From something as simple as déjà vu to those unbelievable coincidences, they feel like a system error. They make us wonder if there's a deeper layer to all this. Maybe an operating system running in the background that we just don't notice most of the time. And this line of questioning, it naturally takes us from the what to the why. And that brings us face to face with maybe the biggest mystery in all of science: consciousness itself. This is so important. For all of our incredible scientific progress, when you get right down to it, we can't explain how a bunch of molecules and electricity can produce the feeling of awareness. And that huge gap in our understanding, well, it opens the door for some much more out there ideas. So what if we're asking the wrong question? What if consciousness doesn't arise from matter at all? What if it was never created in the first place, but it's just a fundamental, continuous part of everything? An unbroken chain stretching all the way back to the beginning of time, or maybe even existing outside of time completely. Now, this way of thinking leads us to a really mind-bending theory called biocentrism, and it completely flips our common sense understanding of the universe right on its head. So, the standard story we all know is Big Bang happens, universe forms, and billions of years later, poof, we show up as a kind of cosmic accident. Biocentrism says, nope, you've got it backwards. It argues that consciousness isn't some random product of the universe. It's the source of it. Without an observer, there's no reality to observe. I mean, just let that sink in. This isn't just a cool thought. It suggests that things like space and time aren't these hard external objects. They're actually the tools of our mind, the mental software our consciousness uses to build the world we experience. Here's a great way to picture it. Think of the world out there as just a sea of pure information, like the data on a DVD. It's just potential. It's only when your mind, the DVD player, reads that data that it all springs to life as the rich, three-dimensional movie we call reality. Okay, so if our minds are building reality out of raw information, it begs the next big question, right? What's the nature of that information? And this leads us to another wild idea, that reality itself could be a kind of program, a simulation. And as strange as that sounds, there's a concept from theoretical physics that actually supports this, the holographic principle. It basically suggests that our entire three-dimensional world could just be a projection of information that's stored on a distant two-dimensional surface. So, in this view, we're not just watching the movie of reality, we are the hologram. You know, as weird as this all sounds, it really fits a long-running pattern in science. Think about it. Copernicus told us we aren't the center of the universe. Darwin told us we aren't the center of biology. Freud told us we aren't even the masters of our own minds. The idea that our reality isn't the base reality, it might just be the next logical step in that humbling journey. And this brings us right back to where we started. If reality is a program, a coded system, built by consciousness, then what is the glitch? Well, maybe it's not a bug at all. Maybe it's a feature. Maybe it's the moment consciousness starts to wake up inside its own creation. This quote gets to the very heart of it. The glitch is the system, consciousness, recognizing itself. It's that moment we snap out of autopilot. We stop being just a character in the story. and we realize we might actually have a hand in writing it. And that self-awareness, that's power. It's the ability of our conscious mind to actually get in there and rewrite the deep programming of our subconscious, the very code that's shaping our reality. The glitch, then, isn't an error, it's an invitation to take the keyboard. So how do we actually do that? Well, practices like meditation offer a pretty direct path. By quieting all the noise and just observing our inner world with a sense of detachment, we can start to move beyond the automatic programming and connect with the deeper awareness that's watching it all. Here is a truly beautiful way to think about that experience. All our thoughts, our feelings, the events of our lives, they're like clouds. They appear, they shift, and they eventually drift away. But our core consciousness, that is the vast, unchanging blue sky behind it all. And the glitch? That's the moment the clouds part, just for a second, and the sky gets a glimpse of itself. Okay, so we've gone from a strange moment in a cafe all the way to the idea that consciousness writes the code of the universe. So what? What does any of this mean for you, right here, right now? It means your thoughts are not passive little things that just float around in your head. They're not just reactions to the world. They are directive. They are creative forces. From this point of view, your focused intention is literally an instruction to the energy of the universe shaping the reality that manifests around you. And that's where we'll end it. If the glitch is a wake-up call, a reminder that you are a conscious creator in this incredible, mysterious reality, then the only real question left is, what are you going to create?